All right, getting back to race to power. Yesterday, we told you about how Kamala Harris managed to tap into one of the core voters of Donald Trump. We are talking about the white Republican men. Multiple times this week, white dudes for Harris was trending on social media platforms. So Donald Trump tried to do the same strategy. The former president agreed to a live event with the National Association of Black Journalists. It did not start on a good note.
Words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country.
Now, while the question did not sit well with Trump, black voters are indeed asking the Republican nominee why they should vote for Trump. You see, past voting patterns show that black voters have sided with the Democrats. In the 2020 elections, about 92% of them voted for Joe Biden. It was consistent with about the same percentage voting for Hillary Clinton that was back in 2016. Both times, Republican Trump only got 6 to 8%. In 2016, that being 6%. Coming back to Trump's interview, attempting to woo the black voters, he made a jibe at his Democratic rival, Kamala Harris. He questioned her racial identity.
I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
Now, Harris did not pay much heed to the comment and turned the jibe into another reason she thought that the voters should not elect Trump.
This afternoon, Donald Trump spoke at the annual meeting of the National Association of Black Journalists. And it was the same old show. The divisiveness and the disrespect. And let me just say, the American people deserve better.
And to take this further, we are being joined by Mark Merowitz from New York. He is a political analyst, lawyer, and professor at State University of New York Maritime College. Professor Merowitz, thank you so much for joining us on WION. Good to see you. Let me first ask you this. Do you think after watching Trump's latest interview, are the black voters more encouraged or discouraged to vote for the Republican nominee?
You know, it's hard to know. There's a bit of time still before the election. I don't think things moved appreciably either way as a result of this. Trump got a very hostile reception at this meeting, with the exception of the Fox News reporter Harris Faulkner. And as is characteristic Trump, he kicks up a lot of dust. But the interesting thing about it is he got a lot of coverage. And the other point is, Harris didn't show up. That's pretty surprising to me that she didn't show up. And it's true, she's been busy this week. She has a funeral of a very, very famous Congresswoman, Sheila Jackson Lee. But the conference is 5 days long. So, she should be showing up. And apparently she's not. She's just going to speak to the conference by satellite. So he showed up in a very unfriendly environment. And he took a lot of questions and he said a lot of Trump things. I don't think it moves the needle either way, really. I don't think so. The voters are going to be there. The numbers you cited in the past, I don't think he moved those numbers. I should point out, though, that the New York Times today points out that Trump did sign into law a funding for historically black colleges and universities. So at the end of the day, I don't think the coalitions will move very much. That's not very good for Trump,
Right.
because Harris's energy in the race could, bring out a lot of African American voters, and that will be problematic for Trump, to be very candid.
All right, Professor Marowitz, I was looking at some of your comments you made over the past 1 month, especially after the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. And I'm quoting you here. You had said that the assassination attempt on Donald Trump will be a game changer for U.S. elections. I want to ask you, do you think after Kamala Harris joined the race, she is changing the game herself?
That's a great question, and I do think that's true. You have Trump with the assassination attempt. Of course, he added on Vance, which we can talk about. And you have Harris. We don't know her VP pick, but that is definitely a game changer. Biden is now out of the picture. He's no longer campaigning and failing at campaigning, and his age is an issue. You've got Harris with energy in the race. And also now Trump is the older guy. He's the old guy. No longer is it Trump and Biden are two old guys. So you have a young woman with energy in this race, and that is a game changer, no question. Now, one could say that this was a strategy on the part of the maybe even Obama to put waiting for the Republican convention to pick Vance and then switching over from Biden to Harris. A very important strategic move, which actually made it possible for the Democrats to win the election, which they had absolutely no chance of doing with Biden as the presidential candidate and Harris as the VP candidate. The VP candidates are interesting as well. We have Vance and we have the unknown. So we still have a few things to fill out and figure out.
Absolutely. The biggest thing being we don't know who Kamala Harris is going to choose. We'll be covering that as and when that happens. Thank you so much for joining us here on WION and getting us your insights, Professor.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.